Hello Year 7 and welcome back. This is lesson 3 of week 2. Today we are looking at Lord of the Flies. So think back to the lessons that you have done this week already, and the first thing I'd like you to do is list 3 things that make a story opening interesting. So we've looked at story openings, we've looked at the idea of a narrative hook already this week. What I'd like you to think about as you read this small extract is what kind of narrative hook is being used. So if you can't remember them all, have a little look back at the list that you have from yesterday's lesson as a reminder, and then as you read this short extract, have a think, what kind of narrative hook is being used? The boy with fair hair lowered himself down the last few feet of rock and began to pick his way towards the lagoon. Though he had taken off his school sweater and trailed it now from one hand, his grey shirt stuck to him, and his hair was plastered to his forehead. All around him, the long scar smashed into the jungle was a bath of heat. He was clambering heavily among the creepers and broken trunks when a bird, a vision of red and yellow, flashed upwards with a witch-like cry, and this cry was echoed by another. Have a go now at these final 2 questions on this slide. Do you think this is an effective opening? Why or why not? And based on this very first paragraph, what genre would you say that this novel is going to be? So attached to today's lesson, you will also find a Word document with an extract on it for you to read. Before you have a look at that extract, what I'd like you to do is see if you can find a definition for each of these pieces of vocabulary below. You will find them as you read through, so it's going to be important for you to know exactly what they mean before you start. Once you've got those 5, read through the extract and see if you can come up with 5 questions you could ask about this section. What do you think is happening in the extract? Okay, so once you've got your 5 questions, what do you think is happening in this extract? This extract comes from a book called The Lord of the Flies. Lord of the Flies is a novel about a group of school choir boys who are involved in a plane crash. They're left to fend by themselves on a remote, uninhabited island with no adults, nobody telling them what they need to do. They try and form a civilized community, a civilized society, so that they can survive and thrive, with the main aim being to be rescued by somebody. They do a lot about keeping a fire going in order so that they can see the smoke, and it is led by the older boys in the group called Jack and Ralph. Unfortunately, it starts to go quickly very wrong when Jack decides that he doesn't want to be part of the same group as Ralph and the boys and to form his own tribe. And people start leaving Ralph and going to join Jack. Lots happens in this novel, and unfortunately it does not end well for some of our characters on this island. This extract that you've just read comes from the moment that Ralph sees Jack's group of boys for the first time, and he realises how many of them have left his civilised society to go with Jack, who they see as a stronger leader. What I'd like you to have a go at then today, your main task, is how is this extract mysterious? Okay, so I've got a table here for you to fill in about how you think the author is creating a sense of mystery. So what is the setting? Identify it in that first column. How is that setting mysterious? And what evidence can you find from the text to support your idea? Do the same thing with the characters that you meet in this extract, and the emotion that's presented and the tone of the extract. So what atmosphere has it got? How is it making you feel? If you find this empty grid a little bit too daunting and you're not quite sure where to start, on the next slide is a semi-filled in grid for you. So I would like to see you challenge yourself and have a go at this if you feel capable of it. But equally, if you need a little bit more help, that is absolutely fine. It is quite a complicated extract in terms of mystery, so think about using the next slide as a bit of help for you. So like I said, this is the slide with a semi-filled in table for you about how the author is creating sense of mystery. So for example, on this one, I've identified that the setting is a tropical beach, and I've already given you 2 pieces of vocabulary from the text about how it is mysterious. We've got the word mirage and we've got the word shadow. So I would like you to explain in that middle box then how those words show that the tropical beach is mysterious. Once you've finished your table, have a go at completing this sentence. In my opinion, the most effective opening to a narrative must either include, be, show. So what to you makes a really effective opening to a narrative? Keep your work safe, send it to your teacher, and I will see you tomorrow.